I buried my father's ashes without telling my sister. So my dad passed in October, and honestly the funeral was the last time me and my sister Dana were in the same room without a lawyer between us. He got cremated, which is what he wanted. The urn sat on my mantle for 2 months because neither of us could agree on what to do with it. I wanted him buried next to Mom. There's a plot. Dad paid for it years ago, right beside her, headstone already engraved with his name and a blank spot for the date. He used to point at it when we drove past the cemetery and go, "That's me and your mother, right there, waiting on me." He said it maybe 100 times. Dana had other ideas. Every time I brought up the burial, she changed the subject. "Let's not rush this. We should really scatter him somewhere he loved." She kept pushing this lake up north where we went twice as kids. Dad hated that lake. He got poison ivy there and complained about it for a decade. I let it go for a while because grief makes people weird and I figured she needed time. Then in December she called me. "I've been thinking," she said. "The plot. We should sell it back. Sell it back. The cemetery buys plots back. It's worth almost $4,000 now. And if we scatter Dad at the lake, it's free. We split the money." I just sat there holding the phone. "You there?" she said. "You want to sell the plot Dad bought to lie next to Mom? He's not gonna know, Michael. He's ashes. And honestly, I could really use my half right now." That's when it clicked. Dana got let go from her job in September. She'd been asking Dad for money right up until he died. And now Dad was a line item to her. I said I'll think about it and hung up. I did think about it for about a day. Then I called the cemetery myself. Turns out the plot was already paid in full, deed in Dad's name, and per his instructions on file it passed to whichever child arranged the interment. Not something you sell back for a check. The woman on the phone said, "It looks like your father was very specific. He wanted to be placed beside a Margaret." "That your mother?" "Yeah," I said. "That's my mom. I scheduled it for the next Tuesday at 11 a.m. I didn't tell Dana. I took the urn off my mantle, drove out there in the cold, and a groundskeeper and a guy from the funeral home met me at the plot. It took maybe 20 minutes. They opened the ground, set the urn in, said a few words I don't really remember. I put a hand on Mom's headstone and told them both they could stop waiting now. Then I drove home. Dana found out Thursday. Our cousin posted a photo of flowers at the grave, tagged the cemetery, and Dana called me screaming before I even got my coat off. "You buried him. You buried him without me. I buried him where he asked to be buried. That was my decision too. Do you understand what you cost me? That plot was worth—" "Say the rest of that sentence, Dana. Go ahead." She went quiet. "You wanted to dig up the plot he bought to lie next to Mom and cash it in because you're broke," I said. "You wanted to dump him in a lake he hated to save yourself the trouble because you'd have found a way to stop it. I'm his daughter. I had a right to be there. You had a right to be there for him while he was alive. You showed up for the money then too." She told me I stole her half, that she's talking to a lawyer, that I had no authority. I told her to go ahead, that everything was in writing, Dad's name, Dad's instructions, Dad's plot. There's nothing to sue for. He's in the ground next to Mom, and he's not coming back out for $4,000. "You'll regret cutting me out of this," she said. "He already got cut out of your life," I said. "I just made sure he wouldn't get cut out of the ground too." I hung up. She's texted the whole family calling me a thief. My aunt says I should have included her out of respect. Maybe. But every one of them drove past that headstone with a blank spot on it. Same as I did, and every one of them heard him say where he wanted to be. He's beside Mom now. The date's engraved. Dana can send all the lawyers she wants. Nobody's moving him.